Information presented on this program is believed to be factual and up to date, but we do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. Discussions and answers to questions do not involve the rendering of personalized investment advice, but is limited to the dissemination of general information. A professional advisor should be consulted before implementing any of the options presented. Certified Advisory Corp is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC and only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements.
Stay tuned for On the Money, Central Florida's most listened to financial call-in show, brought to you by Certified Financial Group in Altamont Springs. It's the only show hosted exclusively by certified financial planner professionals. Monday through Friday, their CFPs provide financial planning and investment advice for a fee. But on Saturdays, the advice is absolutely free and has been for more than 30 years for their WDBO listeners. If you have a financial question you want answered by real fiduciaries, the lines are wide open. Call 844-580-WDBO. That's 844-580-WDBO. And enjoy the show.
Welcome to On the Money right here on WDBO 107.3 FM AM 580, always streaming us live inside your WDBO app. My name is Josh McCarthy, joined today with a couple of financial experts from the Certified Financial Group. We got Certified Financial Planner, that is Joe Burt, and Nancy Heck joining us today, answering your questions. This is a show, a one-of-a-kind show, the only kind of it show, where you can call in and get your questions answered by Certified Financial Planner professionals. 844-580-9326 is the number to call. Send in your open mic using that free WDBO app. Send in your text using that same number, 844-580-9326. A top 100 firm just sitting right next to you on the radio answering your questions. CNBC says this is the people to talk to, the Certified Financial Group. Nancy, Joe, how are we doing today?
We're doing great. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine, as always.
As we said in the intro, Nancy and I are here to take your questions, things that might be on your mind regarding your personal finances. As the intro also says, we do financial planning, retirement planning, investment management for a fee on Monday through Friday. But we are here for you this morning absolutely free. So if you have any questions regarding your IRA, regarding your 401k, regarding real estate, long-term health care, reverse mortgages, life insurance, annuities, all that stuff and more, those financial products that are out there, it might be confusing. Nancy and I are here to clear up the mind fog, if you will. So once again, pick up the phone. That good news for you is the lines are absolutely wide open, and you can text us or you can dial and reach us at
844-580-9326, 844-580-WDBO. Send in your open mic using the free WDBO app. Today's topic, we'll kick it off today with, will these 2024 Social Security changes impact you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's not a lot of changes, but the changes that are coming down may have an impact on some people. For a lot of people, Social Security is a huge portion of their retirement income. So the COLA, the cost of living allocation that is put forth every year, has been quite large over the last couple of years due to the COVID stuff. And that's going back down to a somewhat normal increase. For this year, for 2024, the cost of living increase is only going to be a 3.2% increase. And I say only, I mean, I think that that's somewhat generous, but it's been, 7% over the last couple of years. The average over the past couple decades has been 2.6, so the 3.2 is still much larger than what the average is. And then there's a maximum amount of earnings that is subject to Social Security. So prior to this year, if you earned $160,200, all of that was subject to Social Security. So now, That's being bumped up to 168,600.
Mm-hmm.
So if you thought at 160 you were clear, I'm sorry. You're going to be taxed another 8,000 of your earnings this year. For people that are wanting to retire, the maximum that anybody can get at full retirement age for 2024 is $3,822, up from $3,627. Now, this is for people who are retiring at full retirement age, and we both know plenty of people who look at starting Social Security when they can first get access to it, which for most people is at age 62. So anywhere between that age 62 and full retirement age, which for most people now is somewhere between 67 and 68 years old, you have to really be careful, because if you're still working or you're still earning income from other areas, you know, it might be nice for you to take that Social Security early, but you're going to have to pay some taxes on that.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's a mistake that many people make. They think they'll grab their Social Security and they continue to work and find out that they're not going to get as much income as they thought because of that offset.
So if you do take early and you are earning income, you will pay back $1 for every two that you earn if you earn $22,320 or more. Now, I'm a fan when doing my planning of trying to get my clients to wait to 70 to take Social Security, because right now, for every year past full retirement age that you delay, you get an 8% increase, which I think is generous and I think is crazy, because we've been hearing for years that the Social Security Trust Fund is going to run out when? 2 years.
20, yep.
In 2 years.
No.
2035.
That's 2 years?
Oh, no, that's 1 year. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute.
I forgot we're in a new year.
It's 11 years.
Is it?
Well, 2024,
Oh, that's
2035.
right. Okay.
It's Saturday morning.
I'm sorry.
Nancy hasn't had her coffee yet this morning.
Early. I only had one cup of coffee. Okay, so 11 years, which is really not that long a period of time. It will go by in a blink. So, you know, thinking of the scheme of time, and if you're going to, you know, you plan on living into your 90s, which I think most people hope to, and I plan for when I do my retirement plans, 11 years down the road is really not that far away. And for the fund to, or for the taxing of all of us that are still working, and for the people coming up that are just starting their jobs for Social Security, who knows what it's going to be.
That's
I contend that if that 8% was dropped to 5, which is still a generous bonus for waiting, then that would save so much money, it would be ridiculous.
Well, there are some easy fixes. You can extend the retirement age, as we did back in the 80s when President Reagan made the modification from 65 for the younger people, now 67. And because of life expectancy, you could bump it up to 69 or 70 for those that are in their 20s. You could increase the Social Security wage base, where you pay a little bit more into Social Security once you reach the threshold. So there are ways to fix it. Unfortunately, Social Security has been the third rail of politics, and no politician wanted to touch it because their adversaries immediately jump on it and say that they're going to take grandma's Social Security away. And so nobody wants to talk about it. But unless Congress steps up, and it's up to Congress, it's not up to the president. However, the president has the bully pulpit. But really, Congress needs to step up and make those changes. Otherwise, as you said, you know, in the very near future, we're going to have some major troubles. And Medicare is even in worse shape.
Well, I guess I'm going to find out about that soon.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Well, I'm not there yet. I got a couple months yet, but I'm almost there. But I mean, you had, you know, mentioned something about the increases. I mean, for this year, $3,000 more of earnings is going to be taxed for Social Security. And I'm wondering how hard of a look there is on people taking Social Security disability, or the other reasons that you can get Social Security benefits if you're not at full retirement age, or if you've not paid the full amount into the system. I mean, I know people that are, you know, truly disabled, and it's a godsend that they're getting the Social Security disability. But I also know that there's people taking other Social Security benefits that maybe shouldn't be.
Yep.
And I just wonder how monitored that system, that section of Social Security is.
Yeah, well, that's the other challenge. You get a hole in the bucket, and the money keeps leaking out, and nobody's watching the store, and therein lies the challenge of why we have an issue with Social Security. So you bring up a very good point there, Nancy. We've got to, you want to factor in Social Security as part of your future, but you have to plan around that. And Social Security, as we know, is not the retirement plan. It's really a safety net, and it's in addition to what you've been able to save through your IRAs, your 401ks, your 457, your 403b. All those plans that have been put in place to give you a tax incentive to save now, because Social Security, as we know, will not cut it. If you're living on Social Security, as we know, you're living below the poverty level, and that is not a pretty picture. And the earlier you start putting money into those kinds of retirement plans, the better off you will be. And therein is the challenge. And most people don't. You live for today, and you don't think you'll ever be 50, 55, 60 years old, and then you look back and say, "My gosh, what happened all this time?" And I've got to scramble like heck to get caught up. And therein it may just amazing, or you have to work a lot longer. And that's why you need to do planning. What you don't want to do is start on that long road called retirement and find out that you're going to run out of gas when you're 79 years old because you thought you're going to be okay when you're 62.
And in reference to Social Security, I have long contended that if more people had to pay Social Security like us, like self-employed people, where you're paying both sides of it, they would really get an idea of how much of your income actually is going into the Social Security system. And if you have to pay both halves of it, it is a huge eye-opener.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
And people don't realize that employees pay what, 5.6 or I don't even know what the employee portion of it is. But if you had to pay the full 13,
it's
15,
7.3.
Oh, 7.3. Okay,
Yep.
so then it's another what? It averages about a total of 13.
That's your Medicare on top of that. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it is an eye opener when you're paying both sides of it.
Yep, it is. So that's the story on Social Security this morning. I see we may have a text question there, or a...
That's right. We had an open mic that just strolled in. Let's go ahead and play that now. You can send in your question using the WDBO open mic. Just open up that free WDBO app, push the open mic, and send in your question.
Hi, this is for Joe or Nancy. What is the minimum amount of money that one would have to have in an account for y'all to manage the account? Thank you.
Well, generally, it's $500,000. We make exceptions for certain folks that perhaps are the children of some of our clients, or something is, we expect that your situation will change in the near future. In order to be, and we will make exceptions in certain cases, but generally it's about $500,000.
And one thing that I want to add to it, some people might think, "Oh, I don't have that in my, general investments or my IRA or something." But we do manage 401ks for people while they're working. And that is part of the asset pot that we look at when we're looking at if somebody meets the thresholds or not.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thanks to technology, you can leave your 401k where it is, your 457 where it is, and we can help you make those decisions and move those funds around as appropriate. You're not getting out of your plan. You're continuing to hold that plan. You're continuing to make regular contributions as you normally would. But we have the ability to then sort through all those choices that you have and find out the best mix that you have to meet your time horizon and risk tolerance. And I hear the music there, Josh, so take it away, buddy.
That's right. If you want to hop on the show today, hop on board, join the conversation. The number to call is 844-580-9326, 844-580-WDBO. Text in that same number with your question. I'll read it off to you with my best impression of you. 844-580-9326. Use that open mic inside the WDBO app. You're listening to On the Money, where we're planning tomorrow.
Today.
With the Certified Financial Group. Welcome back to On the Money right here on WDBO 107.3 FM, AM 580. Always streaming live inside your very own WDBO app. We have Nancy Hecht and Joe Bird, a couple of certified financial planners with the Certified Financial Group, on call answering your questions for this hour. The number to call is 844-580-9326. The number to text, that same number, 844-580-WDBO. Send in your open mic using the very same previously mentioned WDBO app. And that's not the only way you can pick the brains of these experts. If you really want to know more, they have special classes, I believe, in which you can go and say hi.
We do have a workshop coming up, Nancy.
Yes. Our next workshop is being hosted by Gary Abley. It's entitled, Will Your Savings Last a Lifetime? This is Saturday, February 24th. It's from 10 a.m. to noon in our workshop. In our
Learning Center.
Learning Center, I'm sorry.
That's right. You were up in the attic, and I think you inhaled the fumes or
I swear
something.
to God, yeah. Too much work this week. The brains are fried. But anyways, so if you go to our website, financialgroup.com, there is a workshop tab. And I highly recommend, if you want to attend this workshop, which again, Saturday, February 24th, Will Your Savings Last a Lifetime, make sure that you make a reservation. And you will also get to see the other 3 workshops that we have upcoming over the next few weeks on their site also, financialgroup.com, and the workshop tab to reserve your spot for Will Your Savings Last a Lifetime.
That's 2 weeks from today. It is absolutely free. It's hosted by Gary Abley, CFP, CPA. And in this workshop, Gary's going to show you how you can do some quick estimates on are you on track and do you have to make some corrections. And he's got rave reviews on this workshop. And I encourage you, if you're at or near retirement age and you want to see you're on track, you have enough fuel in the tank, this is one you don't want to miss. So once again, as Nancy said, go to our website. That's financialgroup.com. Click on the events tab. You can make your reservation right there, and we will save you a seat. We have about 30 seats available in our learning center. Accommodate 30 people. When the workshop is filling up, there are 30 seats total available, and we'll be glad to see you there. That's 2 weeks from today at 10 a.m. And we also have Score My Funds, Nancy.
Yes, we do. This is something that is a nice complimentary feature that we offer. Score My Funds will allow you to input the ticker symbols for up to 20 different mutual funds that you own, whether they're open-end or exchange-traded funds. We cannot get information on closed-end funds through this service. And we have 14 different data points that every mutual fund is held up to, and we will send out the report to you, again, that's absolutely complimentary, to look at the quality of your funds held up against these 14 different data points. It's scoremyfunds.com.
This is something that's been created by the Center for Fiduciary Studies. It's totally objective. It takes all the various things you need to look at when you determine the quality of a fund. It's not just performance. We look at performance. We look at how long the manager's been there, what the fees are, what the risk versus return is on that particular fund, and how it stacks up against its peers. So we're measuring large cap against large cap, small cap against small cap, international against international, and so forth. So if you have any questions about the quality of the funds that are, or ETFs that are in your 401k, your IRA, or in your brokerage account, go to scoremyfunds.com. That's scoremyfunds.com. And as Nancy said, put in the tickers. And if you don't know the ticker, there's a pull-down menu. Just put in the fund name, ETF name, and it'll give you the ticker. And we'll send you a report within 48 hours and follow up with you if you have an interest. And a lot of our listeners have taken advantage of it. It is absolutely free, and we encourage you to do the same. And I hear the music again there, Josh, so take it away, buddy.
That's right. If you want to join the conversation, a couple of certified financial planners, Nancy Hecht and Joe Burt, standing by. 844-580-9326. Text the number, text the question, 844-580-9326. Send in your open mic using that free WDBO app. You're listening to On the Money, where we're planning tomorrow.
Today.
With the Certified Financial Group. Welcome back to On the Money right here on WDBO. Thank you so much, Stevie Wonder, for getting us back into this segment. We got Nancy Hecht and Joe Burt, a couple of certified financial planners with the Certified Financial Group, here answering your questions. Pick up the phone, dial 844-580-9326. Text us in. We have Lisa texting us in. I'll get to you right after we go to the phones, but we got Liz on the phone. Again, if you want to send in your open mic, use that free WDBO app. Send in the open mic, push that button, send us your best 15 seconds, and we'll play it back. 844-580-9326 is how you talk to Joe and Nancy and the Certified Financial Group. Liz calling in from Orlando. Go ahead, Liz. You're on the air.
Hi, Liz. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Liz.
I'm good. Hope you guys are too.
Yeah.
What's up?
What can we do for you?
Well, this is kind of an off-base question you probably haven't had before. I run a 501c3 nonprofit rescue.
Okay.
And the only way those survive is through donations, grants, and people who put funds into their trust or their will, whatever, to keep it going, because they're supposed to continue no matter who's in charge. It's like a continuous, however many long years you can keep it going.
What are you rescuing?
So, bunnies.
Bunnies.
Yeah,
Now, that's a whole story right there.
rabbits. Well, people, it happens. People toss them out after
Oh, my
Easter.
gosh.
They get
Right.
bored,
Right.
It's rough.
Yeah.
And we're overrun, okay? We're all
Okay.
overrun with them.
What's your question?
So, well, the question is how can I find out how, if there are people out there to put that into their trust or their will? Is that something you guys could offer when you do their financial planning, or is that someone else?
No.
If I can just clarify one thing, Liz has said trust a couple times. So there's something called a charitable remainder trust, where people will identify specific charities that they want their assets to go to when they pass on, or sometimes throughout their lifetime. So a charity such as hers, which is a qualified under the IRS code charity, could be listed as one of those beneficiaries in that trust.
And the way that works is generally you put in that trust assets that are highly appreciated but have a low cost basis to avoid paying gains or taxes when you sell them. So let's say, for instance, that you bought Apple stock years ago and you paid $10,000 and today it's worth $100,000. You can sell that stock for $100,000, pay the taxes on the $90,000 of gain, or you can take that $100,000 and put a charitable remainder trust. And that trust will then sell that, get the full $100,000. You'll get a tax deduction. You'll get income for your lifetime based on your age. And then that, when you pass on, then those assets will then revert to the charity. So that's one way to do it. We don't know who does that. I think your question also was, do we recommend those to clients? And the answer is definitely yes. We do charitable planning with our clients as part of overall financial planning, and that's just one vehicle. Also qualified charitable distributions, right, Nancy, and IRAs.
Yes, and another way that a lot of my clients contribute to charities such as Liz's is the required minimum distributions. You can do a qualified charitable distribution from your IRA. It counts as your required minimum distribution, and it counts as a tax deduction. So that's another way to be able to contribute to not-for-profits such as Liz's and many other different charities, fulfill the requirements of the laws demanding that you pull out of your retirement account and help your local community.
Or there's another option that I've used in the past, setting up a life insurance trust where you buy a life insurance policy and the charity owns the life insurance policy. You make the premium payments. The premiums are tax deductible, and when you pass on, the charity gets the benefits of that life insurance policy. There's all kinds of charitable tools that are out there, Liz. We don't know until our clients come to us and tell us they're charitably inclined. They want to give money to their church, their synagogue, their favorite charity, or their favorite bunny rescue situation. So, but we are well aware of those, and that's our responsibility as certified financial planners to help our clients figure out those needs both now and sometime in the future.
If you want to send me the information on your charity, then at least I can keep it in the queue for my clients that are looking for someplace to donate that's local.
Liz, I have a question for you.
Fantastic.
Liz, I have a question for you.
Sure.
I have a friend that has known of a bunny rabbit that is house-trained, housebroken. Do you ever heard of such a crazy thing?
Absolutely. Everyone that comes into our rescue, either from people who have to relinquish them because they can't keep them anymore, apartment buildings don't allow some pets anymore, or they're found on the street because breeders turn them loose.
Really?
We bring them in. We get them spayed or neutered, just like, feral cats.
Right.
We litter train them to a litter box just like a cat. And, they are indoor pets only. We never allow them outside. They are in an exercise pen, and they're free roam in the home. They're very quiet. They're like the perfect quiet pet.
That's what I've heard. So what's the name of your rescue, Liz?
Holly Hops Rabbit Rescue and Rehabilitation.
Holly Hops Rabbit Rescue and Rehabilitation. Where are you located?
I'm in Deltona. And we don't have a facility. We just have people that have the bunnies in their home. It's foster-based.
Oh, I see. Okay. So if somebody was looking for a bunny rabbit to have as a pet and keep inside their home, they can reach you through Holly. You have a website?
Yep, hollyhops.org.
Hollyhops.org. All right, Liz. All right.
I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. And I will send you the information.
Okay,
Right.
Liz.
Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, how about that?
You too.
A bunny rescue. All right.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? All right, Josh, we're back. You back there, buddy?
I'm
What's
here.
going on?
I'm
All
here.
right.
We got some calls here. We got some text. You want to go to the text lines here?
Let's do the text.
If you want to text in your question, Nancy Heck, Joe Bird with the Certified Financial Group standing by, 844-580-9326. This one comes to us from Lisa in Orange City. Lisa wants to know, I guess it looks like she signed up for Social Security at 62, and she wants to know if she can come off it if she feels she should have waited a little bit longer.
So can she have a do-over on Social Security?
Yeah, she has to file withdrawal for benefits, and that's Social Security Form SSA 521. There may be some restrictions up to 12 months. I think you have to do it within 12 months of doing it. She has to pay back the benefits as well. And also, if any family members are getting benefits, they have to consent to it because they have to give back their benefits as well. So you got to be sure that you're doing that as well. And there's information on the internet regarding that for her. So
SSA.gov is a really nice source of information for all things Social Security.
there you go. All right.
Yep, we got another text message just rolled in so soon. I don't have a name for us yet. I'll let you know once they reply. And this texter wants to know, is now the time to buy a 7-month-old CD at 5... I'm going to start over now. Is now the time to buy a 7-month CD at 5% or a 12-month at 4.47%?
Well, with the 7-month, first of all, you're going to get a smidge more in the way of interest. And then you'll have a shorter time frame to look at what's going to happen with rates and make a decision. We were all hoping, we were under the impression that the federal funds rate was going to go down in March. I don't think that that's going to happen now. They're talking more potentially July or not at all this year.
Yeah, July.
So I think at this time I would go for the higher rate and the shorter term.
But I think what the listener needs to understand when they're talking about what was the 7-month deal? What was the rate?
It was 5% at 7 and 4.47 at 12 months.
Once again, that 5% for 7 that's an annualized rate. It's not like you're going to get 5% at the end of 7 months. That's when they quote that's an annualized rate. So you'll get less than that because you don't hold it for the full 12 months. You're going to hold it for 7 months, so you get 7/12 at 5%.
You'll get the pro rata.
Right. So be careful. Read the fine print. That's my heads up there.
I honestly never knew that. Whenever I looked at the rates, I assumed it would.
Because you see those little letters APR
Right.
at the end, tiny annual percentage.
That's the annual
rate.
percentage rate. So heads up on that.
How about that?
See, pays to stay tuned here at WDBO.
You. That's the
Now,
benefit
if
of
you
being
can find
a
a money market that's paying in the 4 to 5% range, there is no time frame associated with that.
Right.
So that's decent
Yeah,
also.
Yeah, money market accounts today are paying in the range of 5%. They're totally liquid. Put the money in today, take it out tomorrow.
Right.
But the 5% is an annual rate, and
Again,
rates are going to fluctuate.
Yeah.
Rates go down, so will they. But it's liquid. So there's all kinds of options out there, but those are not what we would call investments, right, Nancy? That's a parking place.
Right. I think cash is important, and if you're a regular listener, you've heard me talk ad nauseum about making sure you have decent cash reserves, and a money market account would count for cash reserves. Checking, savings, money market are the areas where you keep liquid cash that if you need or want to use the dollars, they're coming out without a penalty.
Right. You generally don't lose. In fact, you never lose money on an investment unless you sell it when it's down. And that's why you don't want to be forced into a sale. You want to have liquidity in your portfolio. When you put together a portfolio, you want to be sure that you've got that cushion to draw from when the time comes that you need to replace the air conditioner, the roof, or buy a new car or something. So that's what planning is all about. That's what we do here at Certified Financial Group. We do financial planning, retirement planning, investment management for a fee, as we have now for more than 40 years, working with clients really now throughout the country. As we've said before, we manage on nearly $2.5 billion worth of money. We don't custody any money here, right, Nancy? There's no safe here. We disappear tomorrow. Your money is never tied up with Certified Financial Group.
That is correct. I mean, most of the money that we manage is through Schwab or Fidelity, and there's various different other sources that we use. But no, we do not hold assets for our clients at all. We do the reporting. We do the research work. There's a lot that goes into what we're recommending for our clients for a particular need, and not everybody is on the same page in the same place. So we don't have, as we've said in our ads, cookie cutter types of portfolios that we put people in. There is some customization that goes along with everything, but yes, we do not hold assets for our clients here in our offices.
But your money does not live here. We are advisors, and you get statements directly from either Fidelity or Schwab, and you know your money is there. And in addition to a detailed report from us opining on the quality of what we've recommended and what changes we want to make. And that's what we provide for our clients. But before that, we do retirement planning. We look at where you are today with your assets, your income, your time horizon, your risk tolerance, and all that, and then determine how those monies should be invested. Good investing requires good planning. As certified financial planners, that's what we do. And I hear the music again, Josh, so take it away, buddy.
You got it. If you want to join the conversation, one more segment coming up, 844-580-9326, 844-580-WDBO. Text in your questions like Lisa. And that last one was Gary in Mount Dora. Thank you so much, Gary, for being a part of the show today. 844-580-WDBO. Send us your open mics using that free WDBO app. And one more way to pick the brains of Certified Financial Group today, we do have Charles Curry standing by off the air. If you know your question is of the sensitive matter or you want to just skip the middleman and start right working with the Certified Financial Group today, that number is 407-869-9800. Charles Curry off the air standing by at 407-869-9800. You're listening to On the Money, where we're planning tomorrow
Today
with the Certified Financial Group. Welcome back to our final segment of On the Money right here on WDBO 107.3 FM, AM 580, always streaming live inside your WDBO app. Nancy Hecht and Joe Burt, couple of certified financial planners standing by today answering your questions. And we do have Charles Curry standing by off the air to answer your questions of a sensitive nature or specific finances. That number I want you to write down right now is 407-869-9800. Tell Charles Josh said hello. Right now, we have Nancy and Joe answering your questions. Got a couple of text questions just rolled in. Is it okay we go through those, guys?
Let's
Sure,
do it.
that'd be great.
Right. This one says, I'll be turning 73 this year, and how do I figure out my RMD?
Okay, so 73 is the new age for required minimum distributions. You don't have to take it before that. You can take money out of your retirement account before that, but you don't have to. When you hit 73, you have to. So there's tables that are published, excuse me, by the IRS as to what you have to pull out. The last thing that I saw, it was 4.06%, but I don't know if that's been adjusted this year.
It's 377.
3.77% of your retirement account balances as of 12/31/23 tells you how much you have to take out. So if you have 2 or 3 different IRA accounts, and they total $500,000. So you know that you have to take out 3.77% of that balance of $500,000 as of December of last year. You don't have to take a portion from each IRA account. As long as you take the proper dollar amount out, you're okay. It doesn't matter which account it comes from.
The important thing, you take it out, and it's got to be done by the end of the year, not on the day you turn 73. And you also, your first year, you can defer that. You don't have to take it out. You can defer it until April 1st, not April 15th, but April 1st of the following year. However, if you do that, you have to continue to take out, so you'll be taking out 2 the subsequent year. Right?
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
All right.
Alrighty.
So that wraps that one up. You got another one there,
I
Josh?
got one more for us as the show comes to a close. This one says, if I don't have a family member for a contingent beneficiary, who do I name?
Okay, so first of all, a contingent beneficiary is the second one after your primary. A lot of people just completely ignore contingent. They have, their spouse, their immediate family members as the primary, and then nobody after that. So a charity such as we were discussing with Liz could be named as a contingent beneficiary. Friends, family, grandchildren, anybody that you think would be
anybody
deserving of your money, or
anybody
any charity
that has a tax ID number.
Right. After the primary people.
Right.
And for contingents, often people name their children. And if you have more than one child and you have grandkids from all those people, there's something called per stirpes, which means it will go down each family line. So if you have 3 kids and one gets 34 and the other two get 33, and you put per stirpes, it will go down their family line to their kids. If you do not do per stirpes and one contingent passes away, then the other two end up being the primary contingent beneficiaries in place of that third.
And the important thing to remember there is that the beneficiary designation on your IRA, your 401k, your insurance, life insurance, your annuities, it overrides anything that your will might say, anything that your trust might say. People think, well, I'm going to put in my will and I'm going to leave my IRA to somebody, or I'm going to leave my 401k or my life insurance. Forget it. It's whatever that beneficiary designation is on that form. So be sure that those forms are kept current. If there's been a divorce, a marriage, some change in your family situation, you want to be sure that those forms are always up to date, because that could be a legal nightmare trying to sort that out for your survivors.
And beneficiary designations are discretionary.
Yep.
You can put whomever or whatever qualified charity you wish as your primary or your contingents. And you can change them at any time that you see fit.
Whatever floats your boat at the moment, and that can be changed. So that about wraps it up for today. We got Charles Curry taking calls still off the air at 407-869-9800, 407-869-9800, or 1-800-EXECUTE if you're executing a legal document. Once again, we got a workshop coming up 2 weeks from today where your money surpassed, where your savings last a lifetime.
Right.
Man.
Financialgroup.com, the workshop tab, reserve your seat.
Right. Hope to see you there. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you so much. Joe Burt, Nancy Hecht with the Certified Financial Group. You just listened to On the Money, where we're helping you plan tomorrow
Today.
with the Certified Financial Group.